Everyone at the highest levels, for the most part, is on something. You know, like our team is pretty much like the only people who really.
At just 29 years old, Gordon Ryan has already put together arguably the most accomplished resume in the history of submission grappling. A jiu-jitsu prodigy, submitting world-class black belts by his early 20s. But an increasing chorus of skeptics now questions whether Ryan's mind-blowing feats have had some pharmacological help behind the scenes. His dramatic physical transformation over just a few years has raised many eyebrows. Did Gordon Ryan become a 4-time Eddie Bravo Invitational champion, and most notably a 3-time reigning ADCC Submission Wrestling World Champion? Naturally, we will surely find out here on Fighter 411. Smash that subscribe button now to be notified of more Fighter 411 content. The beanpole teenager who once gave up 45 pounds to adult opponents now sports a dense 200-pound frame packed with bulging muscle.
I thought it was great. The Fight Pass team and I have talked a lot about, how, just from my insights in competing in jiu-jitsu for so long.
All while simultaneously training at a grueling pace necessary to develop world-class cardio for grappling, in a sport notorious for little drug testing against its top stars.
Gordon Ryan, who's the greatest grappler of all time, openly admits to taking performance-enhancing drugs, openly talks about it, because everybody's doing it.
How is this feat accomplished? Several of Ryan's former training partners and coaching staff depict Ryan as a win-at-all-costs competitor, long fueled by a cocktail of steroids, HGH, and insulin to gain any edge possible on the mats. One revealed he had been introduced to PEDs very early after relocating for jiu-jitsu training as an impressionable teenager. The misguided tutelage of mentors who viewed drugs as a key ingredient to excelling in combat sports warped Ryan's perspective during his formative years. However, supporters argue the non-stop cycle of weight cuts and ability to transform his body so drastically is only possible due to Ryan's fanatical work ethic and freak genetics. Dubious explanations, undoubtedly, but Gordon's technical prowess was evident from day one. And many all-time great athletes have shared similar stories of developing late in adolescence before growing into more natural frames. Yet almost everyone now in the jiu-jitsu world have seen or at least heard of the infamous social media posts that seem to explicitly detail rampant drug use amongst the sports elite. On multiple occasions, Ryan openly taunted rivals about failed PED tests or alluded to having one of the only clean teams out there, a laughable claim to most. In one noted video, Ryan admits that at the highest levels,
"That's a steroid supplier, that's what it is. Two juice heads. Two fucking juice heads. I don't know how to fucking real fight. Gordon's a little bitch, that's what he's selling out. He's from Jersey."
Pretty much everyone is on something. Matter-of-factly stating his own team is likely the only one not on steroids, to a certain degree. Strange comments for one of the most dominant forces the sport has ever seen. But comments like that make much more sense when taken in context with Ryan's own dramatic bodily transformation over the years.
The Eddie Bravo Invitational.
From a 143-pound, rail-thin teenager barely filling out his lanky 5'9" frame, Ryan has packed on almost 60 pounds of seemingly pure muscle in adulthood. Now walking around at a rock-solid 200 pounds with tree trunk legs and veins wrapping around his ballooning six-pack abs. He loves posting shirtless photos highlighting the cartoon-like results, usually captioned with dubious claims like, "I don't even lift weights," or "getting bigger as he gets older." So how does the human Ferrari engine of the grappling world, infamous for 10 brutal training sessions a week against world-class opponents, also find time for the weight room? Apparently Ryan discovered some magic formula, allowing him to simultaneously maximize both strength and stamina to superhuman levels, almost as if the laws of physiology no longer apply. A very convenient methodology for his sport.
Representing Brunswick BJJ, it is the King, Gordon Ryan.
Or perhaps there's a simpler explanation for why he morphed from average-built lightweight to shredded mass monster heavyweight.
2 sessions, jiu-jitsu-wise, and gym 7 days a week. So right after EBI 170 is when I started trying to bulk up for Abu Dhabi.
Still, legions of loyal followers hang on Ryan's every word, dismissing the obvious warning signs and mental gymnastics. Enamored by his aura of invincibility and the viral submission finishes, adding to the Gordon Ryan brand's mystique. But if the mounting evidence proves true, it begs an uncomfortable question. What does it say about jiu-jitsu if one of the sport's biggest stars exploited loopholes that essentially encourage chemical cheating out in the open?
Well, first of all, No, because steroids are not illegal in jiu-jitsu.
Increasingly, it appears today's generation stays silent about PED use, either from complicity or worse yet, sheer apathy towards doping's pervasiveness rotting away at the sport's integrity from within. Much like Major League Baseball, before its rampant steroid epidemic finally bubbled to the surface decades back, forced to confront years of uncomfortably glorifying jacked-up cheaters masquerading as wholesome heroes. As jiu-jitsu continues marching towards mainstream recognition, perhaps the hushed response surrounding Gordon Ryan is the true shame of it all. High-level competitors clearly understand most fellow athletes require performance help. Casual fans happily buy into facades that their favorite gladiators are honorable warriors. But when deceptive excellence goes without accountability for too long, the truth inevitably is revealed in spectacular and ugly fashion, leaving everyone reckoning with their role-enabling grim realities they knew lingered just off frame, but never cared to dig deeper on, because it threatened the money-printing fairy tale used to seduce the naive public. Make no mistake, the dark secrets and barely whispered rumors of combat sport's fastest-growing spectacle inch further into the disinfecting sunlight day by day. But the question still remains, will somebody step up to fully expose the lurking shadows before it's too late? Or will Gordon Ryan's tattered legacy continue growing past the point of no return, when all vested parties are too heavily invested to care if your hero is a fraud built on deception? Time will only tell what is to come for Gordon Ryan, but for now, that's the 411.